Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Ana Luisa Marques from the British Council IELTS. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. I will be moderating our session today. I will wait for a bit longer while I say the announcement so that people can come in, can have time to come in. So we are having this webinar. It's not the first webinar that QS and the British Council has together. We've been partners for a while now, and we decided to have these webinars every once in a while, every 6 months maybe, so that we can keep candidates up to date about QS apply, QS scholarships, about the news about IELTS, how to prepare, all the free preparation materials that we have, and about studying in the UK as well. So today here, we will have two presentations. Manuel will start the first presentation. Manuel Rodrigues. He's the marketing and events manager for QS Apply Latin America. And then you will have me, Ana Luisa Marques, presenting about IELTS. And then in the end, we will have Patricia, the education manager for the area of higher education, Brazil. And I will ask you, I need to tell you this meeting will be recorded. And then in the end, we will send it to you with the presentations as well. And I would ask you to, if you have any questions, to post them in the Q&A session. If you can't do that for any reason, you can post them in the chat as well. And we will answer in the end. So we make sure that we cover all three presentations. Okay, so to start, I will pass the word to my friend Manuel Rodrigues, please.
Thank you very much, Ana Luisa. Thank you, everyone, for being here today, and thank you for inviting me to this session. I'm going to share my screen right now so we can go straight to the subjects that are taking place today here. As Ana Luisa mentioned, my name is Manuel Rodriguez. I'm marketing and event manager for QS Apply Latin America. I'm going to explain what is QS Apply and what we can offer to you in this particular region for Brazil. So I'm going to start talking about scholarships and how QS can support your studies with the QS Impact scholarships. I'm going to talk about the QS Impact charity and also what's available for candidates in Brazil and also in all of Latin America to study abroad, to do their undergraduate programs abroad or their master's programs abroad. So I'm gonna dig a little bit more into that. So to start, let me just okay. QS is a very large organization. It's an organization from the United Kingdom, and one of the many sides of the business that we have is the QS Impact organization. QS Impact is a British registered United Nations Environment Program accredited charity. We are, as it says here, the global for the Sustainable Development Goals Incubator for a Better World. So what we actually do is to equip thousands of young leaders across all over the world, as it says here, over 100 countries, with skills to drive impact through strategic collaborations with universities, with different kinds of organizations, and of course, with communities all over the world. We have over 7,000 users on the QS Impact platform. I'm going to share later on the link for that platform. As I mentioned before, over 100 countries represented, more than 70 university partners that we have actually working with this QS Impact organization. Over 160,000 people have been impacted all over the world. And we grant $50,000 of scholarships awarded to 7 winners annually, 7 winners in 7 different categories. I'm going to speak about that later on. We have 55 councils across the world that they look into those proposals that get into the QS Impact charity, and over 63,000 volunteer hours contributed by our members. I wanted to start this here with this person that you can see on screen. She's Valerie Salas. She's a student from Peru, and she was awarded with the QS Impact Women Scholarship recipient. She was a women scholarship recipient. That's one of the categories of one of the 7 categories that we have in QS Impact. As I mentioned, she is from Peru, and she actually, as you can see here, she facilitated sustainable development goals, a local dialogue with more than 30 girls, boys, adolescents, and youth for 2030 in Lima with the Millennials Movement, the Climate Empowerment and Education for Youth. She actually won $5,000 for the QS Impact Women's Scholarship, and she's now studying at Oxford University. You may say, okay, $5,000 for studying Oxford, that's just a small part of the tuition fee, but actually, the work that she has done all over the world with the impact that she has had with her project made her get into Oxford University, not only with this scholarship, but also with a lot of other scholarships that she got because of this work that she has done in her region, in her country. She was a speaker at the QS Impact Awards. We have those awards each year. She was a speaker for 2024. It took place in London about her journey as a woman in Sustainable Development Goals leader. She has also participated in community cleanups, SDG impact activities, and of course, women empowerment programs. She is actually a true leader for the region. What we actually do to get an overview for the QS Impact charity, we empower young people with the essential skills, resources, and knowledge to create meaningful change in their communities to advance the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Our programs actually include these 5 points that you can see here. We have the QS Impact Reports that you can later on check it out in our webpage. We have this QS Impact Scholarships. This is what I'm talking about here today. We have the QS Impact Councils, the QS Impact Skills Challenge, which is it's a sort of a competition that we do every year as well, and the QS Impact Awards. I'm going to talk about the QS Impact Reports and the QS Impact scholarships, and just a quick overview about the reports. Here we recognize and reward young Sustainable Development Goals leaders around the world with some points toward our unique algorithm to help them scale their impact, what they're doing in their regions, what they're doing for their communities. We actually help them to make this overview a lot bigger for the world to see. So we believe that every action, no matter how small, can make a significant impact on someone's life and on the planet. When you make an impact in your community, you can submit it as an impact report on the QS Impact website, qsimpact.org, to earn points and be eligible for any of the categories that I've presented before for the scholarships and our QS Impact Awards. Every impact report from a community contributes to a measurable progress toward achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. That's all we work about. That the work what we do it goes around all about the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, of the United Nations. You can scan there the QR code for more information. Sorry, the small part was in Spanish, but you can scan the code there. So the QS Impact Scholarships, we recognize people all over the world for the impact that they have on their communities, as I mentioned before, or for academic excellence, or both, of course. So QS has awarded scholarships to students from around the world since 2003. So it's over 22 years that we've been awarding students from different parts of the world. And as you can see from, as I mentioned before, a lot of countries have a lot of students from countries all over the world have joined us in this very important work that they do for sustainability. What are the first steps for, when you are just um, trying to find a scholarship and trying to just get into the system of all these? First, you choose a university or college. You decide where the region that you want to be in, the country you want to go to or to stay, a program, a major, and a school that it's of your interest. Then you have to plan your finances. Always, it's very important that you make a plan for how you will finance your studies. If your family is going to support you on this, or if you have to ask for a student loan, or if you have your own budget from your own money, or your part-time work that you can do in the location that you are going to be studying, the scholarships that are going to be available, and that search for scholarships is very important when you try to fund your studies. You have to make a list of the scholarships you're eligible for, and then create a detailed plan for how and when you will apply. I'm gonna be more specific about this more ahead. I was mentioning the 7 categories that we actually have to grant students from all over the world for these scholarships that are worth for $50,000 that are currently being offered. The topics and eligibility criteria vary sometimes. So we have, as you can see here, we have the QS Impact Social Responsibility Scholarship. It awards $10,000. The QS Impact MBA Leadership Scholarship, also $10,000. The MBA Academic Excellence Scholarships for $10,000. The MBA Community Scholarship is $5,000. It's divided into 2 students. The undergraduate scholarship, we also grant scholarships for undergraduate programs for $2,500. The QS Impact Women's Scholarship that I mentioned before, Valerie Salas was the winner last year. It's $5,000. And this is only, and the last one is only for African women for $2,500. What's the eligibility criteria for the QS Impact scholarships? These scholarships are available exclusively to QS Discover event attendees. So for you to apply to these scholarships, the first thing you have to do is to attend one of our fairs that I'm going to show you when and where are going to be for the second semester of 2025. You have to go there, and then we register you in our database, and then that's the first step that you already completed to apply for these scholarships. Then you have to be eligible for a scholarship. You must have at least one impact report published within the last 12 months on our platform, www.qsimpact.org, and you must write an essay on the topic of your selected scholarship and submit it through the QS platform. The deadlines are, it's very important for you to bear in mind is the deadline to apply for the MBA scholarships actually is very soon. The deadline is May 31st, so this is this Saturday. But for 2025 MBA scholarships, you must start in the academic 2025-2026 academic year, or for 2026 Masters and MBA scholarships, you must start in June in the 2026-2027 academic year. You can actually from August on, you can start applying for the scholarships. The deadline for masters except for the MBAs, but for the other ones, the deadline is April 30 of each year. April 30 is the deadline for those categories that are not in the MBA system. What's there to consider? These scholarships are not associated with any particular school or institution. You can actually choose whatever school or institution you want to study your master degree. This scholarship award is used solely to pay tuition fees. It's not for paying for accommodation. It's not for traveling. It's only to pay your tuition fee. And you must have an offer of admission or registration for this scholarship program. It's either undergraduate, if you want us to do an undergraduate program, or master's or MBA program. These are some of the recipients in previous years. You can see here people from India, the US, Mexico. You can see also the categories that they were granted for, and also the schools that they joined after they were granted with the scholarships. We can see some of them here from India, Greece, Valerie from Peru, and also from Nigeria. What's there to consider? What are the action points actually to consider? You have to visit first topuniversities.com/scholarships, and then you will find there a lot of scholarships available, not only for the QS Impact, but also a lot of scholarships that our partner schools offer to students all over the world. Or also go to qsimpact.org/scholarships, and then you'll find all the information about the scholarships, the 7 categories I just mentioned before. You have to list the scholarships that interest you, that are of your interest. Then attend a QS Discover Fair, as I mentioned before. That's the first step that you have to follow here. And then for more information of programs, there you can find people or yeah, that the staff that will be giving you more information about programs and universities. Then you have to submit the impact report on the QS Impact platform, and then apply. Make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria and submit your application before the deadline. It's very important to have the dates very clear in your mind, that those are the deadlines that are going to take place. So as I mentioned before, the first step is attending a QS fair, QS Discover event fair. The upcoming fairs in Brazil are the first one is in Sao Paulo on September 11. You can see here, you can actually scan the QR code that you can see here and go to the landing page, and it will show you all the information that you have to know about that. You can actually register there, and it's free. The registration is free, and then to attend this fair as a first step to search for the QS Impact scholarship. Then we'll be also in Rio de Janeiro. That will be in September 13. And then if you're in Rio, maybe you can also join us there. I will be there in both of those events, so you can actually look for me and talk, and we can talk about all the information about the scholarships, and also what I'm going to talk about QS Apply. So please scan the QR code and visit us. Your assistance is very important for us. So for the impact report and the essay that you have to present to apply to the scholarship, first you have to understand the topic and stick to it. Avoid any grammatical and spelling errors, please. That's very, very important. It might sound simple, but it's very, very important. Be creative. Don't copy and paste from the internet or AI or other essays from before. Don't exaggerate your accomplishments. Be very aware of what your accomplishments have been and what you have done. Then follow a structure. The heading first, the introduction, then the body, and the conclusion afterwards. Provide facts and figures. The facts are very important if you want to present this report and actually be the winner of one of the scholarships. And keep your word limit in check. Be very specific about that. Then the tips for final applications: you maximize your chances by applying for more than one scholarship. As I mentioned before, Valerie is the recipient for a QS Impact scholarship for women, but she applied actually for any other, I don't know how many more, but some other scholarships that got her into Oxford University right now. Check the eligibility criteria, manage your time wisely, have some proofread for your application before you submit it, and make sure you have a professional online profile. If LinkedIn is the platform, it's the best platform for it. So the best thing is to believe in yourself. Now, we have some additional resources, and as I mentioned before, we have some additional scholarships. Well, there are some additional scholarships available for students from Brazil and from Latin America. We have the scholarships from a government or private organizations according to your country. I know that this information might be more familiar to you than for me, but for Brazil, you can find the different type of scholarships available, or from foreign governments such as the British Council here, and more than 100 university scholarships that you can find at topuniversities.com. That's our webpage, and you can find there the QS scholarships that are available when you search for them. And I'm going to talk about also about this service that we in QS provide. It's called QS Apply. It's a free counseling service for people who want to pursue undergraduate or postgraduate studies at foreign universities. What we do here and what we actually try to provide students with the best counseling possible for you to enter to your program of desire in a foreign university. We do the pre-selection of university options based on your profile in this counseling. We understand the admissions of criteria because we have partnered with over 350 universities all over the world. We have document preparation and assistance with the application process. We advise you for your student visa. We prepare you for that and support you in all of this. And we have this program that we show you career prospects and employment opportunities. And of course, we help you to find scholarships and financial aid opportunities. What are the benefits of applying through QS and through QS Apply? One of the best benefits is the preferential admission as a QS student. You will be represented by us, by QS, when you choose to join one of the over 300 universities that we have in the United States, Canada, the UK, Europe. Some of them are in Asia as well, Australia and New Zealand. Then you have also access to universities within the QS ranking. We are going to launch our ranking, our World University ranking in June. So be prepared for that. And then we have all the information about what universities actually you can join within the ranking. You can. We also support you throughout the admission process, all the admission process with the university. As I mentioned before, we give you initial advice on the visa process for your student visa. And most of the universities that we have partnered with, we have a free application fee, so you don't have to pay this small fee, this initial fee that some of the universities or most of the universities require. And of course, this counseling is absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything for this counseling process. This is available for free for all the students in Latin America. This is an overview of the admission process. I'm not going to take much time into this because I don't want to take too much time of the presentation from my colleagues here. But then you can see that you will be able to check it out when we send you this presentation and also the recording of this session. But then here you will see actually an overview of what we want to support you with. This is the process that you have to follow when you want to join a foreign university. Then you can scan this QR code to fill out this form. This form is actually the form of QS Apply. And then in this form, it's not a long form. There's questions about, some personal information about your phone number, your email address, and then where you want to study, when you want to start your studies, and so on and so forth. It's not that long. If you want to take this QS Apply counseling service, please scan this QR code. And then some information, just some general information about QS Impact. If you want to If you want to apply for scholarships with QS Impact, you can see the information here, the email, webpage, our social media pages, and also for LinkedIn as well. You can join us here there. And then this is my contact. As I mentioned, my name is Manuel Rodriguez. That's my email. And you can join us as well at our Instagram, in our Instagram page with QS Brazil. So I believe that's all from me, from my side, and I'll pass it on to my colleagues here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manuel. So I'll continue here with my IELTS presentation. Just give me a minute, please. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Thank you, Manuel. Okay, so let's go then about IELTS. Well, I think it's very important to talk about IELTS in this presentation because Manuel talked here about the entire process of application for a university and all the support you're going to have. And then IELTS, or proficiency exam, will be an important part of this application. If you are going to study abroad, it's very likely that the university you're going to is going to require some kind of English proficiency level. Even universities that are not in English-speaking countries nowadays have part of the program or sometimes the entire program in English. So it is required that you show the proof of proficiency to this university. And IELTS is the International English Language Testing System. It was a test designed specifically for people who is going to study abroad or work abroad or go through an immigration process. So it's designed for international mobility. It is a test that will evaluate you. It will assess the candidates in all 4 skills, so listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And then some information about IELTS. The test will evaluate international English. So you don't need to worry about British English. It will accept any of the variants of English. You can speak American English, Australian English, British English. It accepts all of the variants of English. It is a test that you can take paper-based, although it's more rare here in Brazil. We'll always have computer-based in our test centers. And the English, the speaking part is always with an examiner. So the examiner will have a conversation with you. It's not a recorded part of the exam. It's the only international exam that will have a separate speaking session, which is really good for the test taker because first, the entire session is in silence. So during the other parts of the test, nobody will have started the speaking part, and will be speaking while you think about your writing, for example. And also during the speaking exam, there won't be several people in the same room speaking and doing the speaking test at the same time. It will be you alone with an examiner. It's a much more flexible type of speaking test. Okay, we usually have the academic and the general training version of the IELTS. You will probably be taking the academic test because it is what the universities require. The scores of IELTS, they always come in a 9-band scale. So it's from 0 to 9. You can also have a 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. So you can also have the halves for each. And IELTS is owned by 3 global partners. So it's designed by Cambridge Assessment English, and it's administered by the British Council and by IDP Australia. So it's a consortium. It has 3 owners. The test IELTS is taken by 4 million people every year, It is recognized by over 12,500 institutions in 150 countries. So it's the most widely accepted international English test in the world, especially among higher education institutions. So it doesn't matter if you're going to the US, to Europe, to Asia. It's very rare to find an university that accepts international students and will not accept IELTS. The majority of them will be used to that. If you want to make sure you know if the university you're thinking about accepts IELTS, you could go to this page through the QR code of our Take IELTS website, and then you can filter by the organization name, by location, so you can put country, city, or state there, and also, which I think is very interesting, by band score. So let's suppose you've already taken IELTS and you are a band score 6.5, and you want to go to the UK, for example. So you can filter UK institutions that require a 6 or a 5.5 or whatever band you had in your test IELTS score. And then you can see the list there, and you can see the universities you should go for based on your English proficiency. Other benefits that IELTS has is that we give the free preparation, so it's the free familiarization with the test. Before you are enrolled, you can register to IELTS Ready Member. I'll give you the QR code so you can start right away if you want. And there you will have 6 mock tests. You will have over 200 exercises of all types of tests that we have in the IELTS test. You also have recorded videos with teachers giving lessons about IELTS. So it is a good beginning to start studying. But after you enroll, you will have access to IELTS Ready Premium, which has over 40 mock tests. It has a lot more features for you to study for IELTS, and I will show you a bit more about it later. Like I said, there's the speaking test with the examiner, which I think it's one of the best benefits of IELTS. For Brazil, it is the only international test that charges in reais. So when you pay, you already know how much you're going to pay. It's a fixed price. You're not going to have taxes over it for being an international transaction or differences in the conversion rate. Okay, and we also accept payments by Pix, so it also is an easier way to pay. The results of IELTS are really fast nowadays, so if you take it in our test centers, it will take 2 or 3 days maximum for you to receive your results via your test taker portal. You're gonna get your results. If by any chance you take the test in a school and it's a paper-based session, it takes longer, but those are rare situations. Those are rare conditions. And then it's very convenient to take IELTS nowadays. You can book it online. You can book it 5 days in advance before the test. So we have locations all over Brazil that will be offering IELTS. So it's very easy and fast to take your test today. I do suggest that you enroll with some anticipation though, so that you can better prepare for the test. Use the platforms IELTS Ready Premium and IELTS Ready Member. And there's another feature, which is the one skill retake. The one skill retake is the possibility of making again one part only of your test. So if you did pass, if you achieved the grade you needed for all of the skills, but one, you could retake that one skills until 60 days after you took the first test for a smaller value. You don't need to pay the full test again. And if you improve your grade, we will fix it in your certificate. It is necessary to confirm with your university if they do accept IELTS one skill retake before you do that. Telling you a bit about the structure of the test. The IELTS, like I said, it will assess you in the 4 linguistic skills. So it starts with the listening test, which takes 30 minutes. It has 4 sessions and 40 questions. Then it goes to the reading part of the test, which takes 1 hour, and it has 3 sessions and then 40 questions. Then you will go to the writing part of the test, also 1 hour, 2 tasks. And then the speaking part is a separate part. So after you finish this 3 skills, you will get out of the exam room. You will come back later for a session, an individual session with an examiner to assess your speaking abilities. And it takes 40 minutes. It also has 3 parts. So the full time of the test is 2 hours and 45 minutes. We usually have the 2 parts of the test in the same day. So you'll probably take in listening, reading, and writing in the morning, and then coming back sometime in the afternoon to take the speaking part of your test, or speaking in the morning and then listening, reading, writing in the afternoon. Like I said, the test on paper, nowadays it's very rare. You would need to have your school offering it to all students in a closed session, so it's not easily available. And then the test on computer, it's what we offer in our test centers. We have a high frequency of these tests. We also, the test prices, they change, they vary by location. So in some location, it is a bit cheaper than in others. And then there's also the UKVI IELTS test that's only required by a few universities in the UK for graduate degrees. If in case your university requires UKVI, this is the price. It also has a different price. And there's the online version of the IELTS online. That's the version that you can take at home. But you should verify with your university if they accept the online version, because not all universities accept online tests. So you should check first if it is okay to take the IELTS online. Then the preparation resources. This is where I told you I would give you the QR code for the IELTS Ready member. This is the platform that you can access right now. You can scan the QR code, do a free registration, and start taking the 6 mock tests. You will have an overview of the IELTS structure, the types of tasks that you will have during the test. So it's all there, and you can start exploring it right now. After you enroll, though, you will have embedded in the price fee the IELTS Ready Premium. So it will give you an upgrade to the IELTS Ready member. If you had not registered to IELTS Ready member, you will still be able to access IELTS Ready Premium through your test taker portal. And there you'll have access to 40 mock tests, to several exercises of each part of the test: listening, reading, writing, and speaking, all the different types of tasks. You will have the results of these mocks and practice exercises that you do. So you have an estimate of the grade that you would be having for listening and reading. For writing and speaking, you will have answers, models of answers. So you will get an answer, different answers for that same questions with different IELTS band score, so you can compare. So you go and look the IELTS band score that you need, how they would answer that question, okay? And it also has IELTS free classes every day, usually during the morning, so you can watch them online or watch the recordings, which will be in a library of recorded classes for IELTS as well. So it's an excellent platform. If you want to familiarize with the IELTS, it's an excellent tool, and that's why I suggest you enroll as early as possible so that you can start understanding the test, and then in the day of the test you already know the structure and will be better prepared. I would also like to share where we have test centers nowadays. So we have 4 test centers in São Paulo. We have in Rio de Janeiro, Belo Horizonte, Brasília, in Curitiba, we have 3 centers. In Maringá, Paraná, we also have a center, and in Recife. These are our current centers, so choose the one closest to you and verify the sessions that they have. And that is it for me. So now I will pass the word to my colleague, Patricia. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Patricia Santos. I also work at the British Council as Ana. My idea today is to share with you some tips and some highlights about the UK and why the UK is our best study destination choice. So I will start by a brief overview about the UK with some information about the four nations and some insights on the study options. Then I will explain a bit about the reasons why the UK is a unique study destination, and also give you some insights and how it's like to live in the UK. And finally, some tips to help you get prepared. So let me share my presentation. I will try to be quick because we do plan to have some time for questions. So I see we already have some questions. Please leave your questions on the chat. Feel free if you want to post your questions in Portuguese, it's fine. My slides are in Portuguese, so I hope it's also useful for you, but feel free to ask questions in English or Portuguese, okay? So the UK, about the UK. We are talking about the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's a political union between England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The UK is one of the oldest democracies in the world. It has a population of almost 70 million people. Just to give you an idea, São Paulo state accounts for almost 46 million people, so it's a bit bigger than that, but not very big, very large population. It's a forward-looking country. The UK is very proud of its multicultural society. It's open and an inclusive way of life. So you'll find a very safe and welcome place. You have the chance to fall in love with ancient traditions, with modern way of life, and also amazing cultural scene and possible experience from sports to culture, many different options to enjoy your stay in the UK. So talking about the four nations, first of all, England. Well, I think most of you might know something about England. The capital is London, of course. It's very easy to get by in the UK or to other countries in Europe. When you choose to study in England, you find most of the UK institutions in England, over 200 institutions, and 4 of them are on the top 10 of QS ranking among the best universities in the world. So it's really a place where you find different options, not only big cities like London, but also locations by the coast. Many different options are possible in England. And then Scotland is the second biggest population with a bit more than 5 million people. The capital is Edinburgh. And then you find a lot of possible experiences with the traditions, the culture in Scotland, a lot to enjoy, open space and green space, outdoors, sports, for those who like. Studying in Scotland, you find 19 institutions that are leaders in their fields, and you'll find also, as I said, many options of courses, disciplines, many festivals, over 350 cultural festivals every year. So a lot to enjoy between different landscapes in more rural area or big cities. So really lots of options. In Northern Ireland, you find a very small population, over almost 2 million people. The capital is Belfast. It's also very well located with 3 airports, international airports. As a curiosity, some of the scenes of Game of Thrones were filmed in Northern Ireland. So very interesting to see. Queen's University Belfast is part of the group, the Russell Group, which is like equivalent to Ivy League in the US. So it's a very important institution. And you also find the lowest living cost in Northern Ireland. So if you're choosing between destinations that you can find a very good value for money, you for sure should check options in Northern Ireland. And then Wales, a bit bigger population with over 3 million people. The capital is Cardiff. Also a place to find very interesting culture with castles. It's where you find, it seems it's where there are most castles in the world. Also, you can find options to live by the coast. Rugby is the national sport. Lots of parks, many different parks also to enjoy living outdoors and practicing sports outdoors. Studying in Wales, one highlight is that Wales is very well connected with the industry. You find institutions that cares about that and help you find experiences in the area you are studying for. Living cost is also low. It's lower than other places like England. So Wales is also a place to check in terms of living costs. Why study in the UK? So let me give you some insights about that. Well, first of all, it's where it's home of the English language. Of course, 95% of people speak English, so you will certainly have the opportunity to master your English skills. As I said, it's a very tolerant country. All ways of life are respected, and you'll be connecting with people from all over the world. That's really important nowadays. Networking is very important as a result of your of the time you invest on your education on an international experience. So just to give you an idea, not only students are very international, but 20% of the academic staff in the UK are from overseas. It's a place to have unique experiences. Let me just be a bit quicker here, but what else you will find? It's not that far. You'll find a time difference of only 3 to 4 hours from Brazil, so you can keep in contact with your family, with your friends very easily. Lots of flights available from the UK into Brazil and vice versa. You have access to many destinations anywhere you choose in the world. And as I said, networking is key. You have experiences and friends and connections for life after this experience. In terms of studying and methodologies and how different it is from other places, you find the opportunity to work from or to study and connect with leaders in your area, because the UK, in the UK, the institutions are very well connected. So you find renowned people from your area to learn from, to get personal advice, to be connected. And of course, you learn through different methods, very investigative, problem-solving methods, things that are related to your area of work that can help you really get into practical experiences. Additionally, there is another opportunity in the UK. Once you get graduated, you can stay in the UK for up to 3 years after you finish your degree. It's a way to help you start or give the first steps in your career. So after your study, and once you get a job, you get a position, you can switch to the visa that will be required for working in the UK. So it's really interesting that you can study and also have some time to find a job while you are in the UK with your student visa. Also, some highlights about living in the UK. As I said, it can be value for money if you choose a study destination, study location in the UK that has lower costs than, for example, London. And you also find flexible courses or shorter courses. For example, master's degree is only 1 year, while in other countries it can be 18 months, it can be 2 years. So you can save money by staying less time in the UK. And some expected costs you can find in this slide, just to give you an idea about how living costs are. You'll find also lots of options of international restaurants, options to find to help you if you have specific requirements like vegetarian, specialized meals that you might need. And of course, pubs, bars, restaurants are everywhere, including a variety of places that not necessarily have only alcoholic beverage. So you really can find lots of options. In terms of accommodation, now the three main options are the private ones connected to the universities and also family locations. So also different options of accommodation according to your needs. It is possible to work while you study. You have to check with the institution how much they allow you to work, how many hours they allow you to work, but there is that possibility, and you can check that with the institution. And also some highlights on health and well-being. As a student, you can use the National Health Service, NHS. It's a very new system and accessible. You have to pay a fee, but students can use the system and be safe and be sure they can have access to any health service they need. And as a reminder, why the UK is the best choice for you. It's home of the English language. It's the destination for international students, or one of the most popular destinations. So you really have the chance to connect with people from everywhere. You have experiences in terms of culture, sports, with the main ones we can find in the world. And also it's a place to have memories, to create memories that will remain for the rest of your life. So I think it's really something to check all the options you can find. So to help you get prepared, we have some tools. For example, for English, Anna gave you some suggestions for IELTS, and here are some suggestions to improve your English if you need some courses, free and paid courses online with tutor or just with an app, many options that you can try. And also a free English test that you can also choose. You can scan the QR code to get more details. And I also want to give you a suggestion to check the most recent magazine E, produced by Belta, the Association of Travel Agencies. It's focused on the UK, so you'll find lots of details about studying the UK, and also more links, more resources to explore. So I hope I have just given you an overview, and I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm happy to help with questions or any comments. Please feel free to use the chat. And here is one last QR code just to check our Study UK website, where we have lots of other tips and lots of resources for you. So Anna, over to you again. Let's see if we have questions.
Thank you, Patricia. So everyone, if you have any questions, please post them in the question and answer tab. We have two questions. So I'll start with Manuel, because that happened during his presentation. So Manuel, can attendance at past QS Discover events be considered to meet the eligibility criteria as well? For example, first half of 2025 and second half of 2024.
The answer, thank you. The answer is yes. But for the the first half of 2025, we actually hosted a QS Discovery event in February this year. So that actually helps you as a first eligibility criteria. So yes, the answer is yes for that one.
Okay, and the next one is also for you, Manuel. QS Impact Counseling also helps for chevening applications.
Okay, I would like to say yes, but the answer, unfortunately, is no. But I want to just say that for this type of scholarships that you apply to, like such as chevening, you have to do it. It's a personal statement that you have to actually go through to apply to these sort of scholarships or grants that these governments give away. But we can actually give you some tips about the maybe about the cover letter, or maybe about some other type of documentation that you have to apply, that you have to be prepared for to apply for these type sort of scholarships, such as Chevning. I want to say one thing. It's a different thing that they're asking here, and thank you for your questions, Beatriz and Lydia. Thank you so much. I want to say that QS is a British company, and we actually have most of our partner universities are based in the UK. So what Patricia was telling us here about studying in the UK is very important for us, because that's one of the main destinations that our students are choosing right now. We encourage people to travel to the UK because UK has, as Patricia mentioned it before, one of the best academic reputations in the world. One of the best universities are based in the UK. So if you actually apply for you take the counseling service, we actually are going to present you some very good school opportunities to actually study in the United Kingdom. So I just wanted to give that information, short information. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuel. We have no other questions. I do have an announcement though. I did promise you in the event that I was gonna give you all of you a discount code for IELTS, and I'm going to send each one of you by email your discount code so you can use it until September of this year in your applications until September of this year. I did see somebody now in the chat. Maybe it's a new question. Another one for you, Manuel. I have a
Oh, nice.
conditional, yeah. I have a conditional offer for Queen Mary University of London, and may I can apply for the QS Impact Scholarship.
Yes, you do. Thank you for that question. Yes, you do. If you have a conditional offer for this university, which actually is one of our partner universities for QS Apply, you can actually apply for the QS Impact Scholarship. Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, great. So that's all of the questions now. Thank you everyone for participating. Thank you, Manuel and Patricia, for your presentations. And like I said, you will receive by email the recording of this presentation, the presentations themselves, so that you can have the QR code and the information for you, and also the discount code for IELTS. So we're going to be sending that probably in the maximum in a week, so we can edit this video and send it to you. Thank you very much, everyone. And that's it. Have a great rest of the day, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Manuel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.